Hello, from the stupidity around the world. Gabriel and Creighton back here once again. And guess what, folks? We still have our Behringer Podcast Studio USB podcasting kits. You're probably going, well, how the heck do you still have those things? Well, let me tell you something. We have them because we take care of them.
Exactly.
And
at least I hope so.
Yeah, and
yeah.
we take care of them. Unlike what other people...
Let's see.
And we have an interesting one for you today, and it's going to be kind of long. Just like the Loopback 2 one was when we did it. And we are going to be talking about the new changes in SoundSource. Now, I did tell Gabriel when it came out that I wasn't going to be upgrading yet, but since the Mac Mini that I have unfortunately did not sell, I went ahead and took it back and went ahead and just installed everything, and it tends to work pretty well. I'm very happy with it, and we're going to take a look at SoundSource 4, what the new changes are, and I'm going to walk you through as soon as I respond to this. Okay, that's just over there on my all-in-one machine, which I'll have to talk about in another video. No, it's not the surprise yet, which we did...
No, it isn't.
Talk about, but it's not the surprise yet. However, it will be before you know it. Anyway, SoundSource 4, if you owned SoundSource from its beginning, then
it's going to be a
you can upgrade with a discount of $19. If you didn't, then you have to buy SoundSource outright. And
yeah, you
so
do.
Just kind of be aware of that.
Yep.
And of course, like I said, I'll take you through it. And of course, at least on my system, Gabriel doesn't have it yet because he wants me to walk him through it before I give him the info that I got for us.
Yeah,
to
I did
activate.
update it already.
But I'm going to show him some of the things you can do. And
Yep.
So let me just go over here to the VO utility.
And while he does that, I'm going to mention now the reason why in the last recording I didn't have audio when I updated. Just note the new version of SoundSource now does not have the playthrough window, but I imagine they will figure out adding it soon. But for right now, Loopback will work just fine with monitoring.
Yeah, we have Loopback for the monitoring, and that's how we're able to do this properly. And I want...
It actually sounds a little bit better because I can somewhat tell with SoundSource that it was slightly doubled audio.
Yeah, this one's not.
And I didn't really like that, so I kind of do like the way Loopback does it, and it sounds a lot better. But I was used to it, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all terrible, but, I can understand what Gabriel's talking about. This does sound a lot better. And now, from within Loopback 2, you can turn down the monitoring device's volume if you so chose to.
Yep. And hitting the volume keys will turn down your audio that's being routed through. As you guys can see, the clicks are getting louder and quieter.
Yes. And what I should do here, well, I'll save that for the other time. Okay. For this, for later on in this recording. So, let's go ahead and get into SoundSource. I have it running. Now, normally, it used to be you could launch it through the menu bar, and you kind of still can, but there's a much easier way to do that. In my case, I'm going to hit a keystroke.
Application, SoundSource window, input device, the current selection for this device, and USB headset, source system. Control input gain, and sample rate.
And I should probably slow my speech down.
Right, 85, pitch, 50%, right, 80, 60, 55, closing, rate menu, input device. The current input selection for this device is Andrea Superbeam USB headset, source list item. Control the input gain and sample rate of Andrea Superbeam USB headset.to. Start interacting with this device. Press Control Option Shift down arrow.
Okay, so Rogue Amoeba has always done a great job with making their products very voiceover usable and friendly. So what we need to do here is let's go up to the top, and I'm not going to go over keystrokes in this, okay?
Pin button. Pin is pop over above all windows on the system.
Okay, so pin. If I were to, by default,
press.
It says this when you go to the button.
Unpin this popover.
Unpin this popover. What this does is it goes ahead and when you bring up your window chooser from anywhere, SoundSource is in there. I always recommend people to unpin that. Okay, so I'm gonna
link system devices sounds available controls.
Well, I'm
out of tool settings close button
here
Amadeus Pro
for one thing. Oopsies, I closed
Team
out of SoundSource
Amadeus Pro
completely.
Finder desktop applications now SoundSource.
I know, very nice.
Application. Control the input gain and sample rate event. SoundSource has no windows. Amadeus Pro.
Okay, now
application.
Let's go back into
out,
it.
Input device. Out option. Pin button. Pin this popover above all
But
windows.
I would always unpin it because I don't want SoundSource showing up in an actual window. I don't care for that at all. And I'm sure Gabriel's kind of the same way. I don't really care for that at all.
Oh shit! Where's my mic? There it is. No, I don't really like that. Once I do get it, I will unpin it. Well, I do have it already, but I don't have
pin options menu button
premium.
Okay, the options menu button. This is new, but it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and go in here.
Menu 9 items. Preferences ellipsis command comma.
We'll come back to that here in just a minute.
License ellipsis.
License.
Uninstall ellipsis.
Uninstall. That uninstalls the driver.
System submenu.
Okay, system. Let's go in here.
System submenu 2 items. Open sound preferences.
Open sound preferences.
Open audio MIDI setup.
Open audio MIDI setup.
SoundSource manual.
SoundSource manual.
SoundSource quick start. Contact support ellipsis. About SoundSource. Quit SoundSource command. Quit SoundSource command Q.
Now,
preferences.
I'm going to hit the home key to go back up to preferences.
Now in preferences window. Start SoundSource at login. Checkbox.
Okay, so the first thing that we land
Start
on
SoundSource at login. Checkbox.
is this. Start SoundSource at login. This, if you want to keep it running, I would say yes, leave it.
Super volume keys. Checkbox.
Okay, super volume keys.
When enabled, keyboard volume control will work with audio outputs, even those which don't support it by default.
Okay. Now, once you do enable it, it'll ask you, hey, you have to go into system preferences and allow SoundSource to control your computer. It'll take you right to where you need to be, which I'm not going to go through because I already have it set up and I already configured it the way that I want. Okay? So, via right arrow.
Help button. Global hotkey.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
Show SoundSource. Control Shift Command S button. Click to record shortcut.
Oh, hang on.
Click to record shortcut.
Click to record shortcut. Okay, so this is where you would go to record the shortcut to where you can show the SoundSource window. And of course, to hide it back up in your status menu, you would just Command Tab.
Software update. Automatically check for software updates. Checked. Checkbox.
Automatically check for software updates. That is supposed to be checked.
Automatic checks include both version and usage data that aid us in supporting sound source. All data is entirely anonymous. Check for update button.
Of course, you can check for update here, but of course, I'm not going to.
Check for update button.
Okay, so that's that. Let's just hit escape out of here. Oopsies, hang on.
Zoom minimum close button. Now in sound source window options menu button.
Okay, so wait, I just hit close. I could have closed the window, but yeah, that's the options thing. Now we're going to get into some interesting stuff. This is what's new.
Output device. The current output selection for this device is Andrea Super Beam USB headset source list item. Set the default system output, mute, volume, magic boost setting, equalizer, balance, sample rate, and custom effects for all audio coming from this device.
Okay, so if you want to change your output device now, you interact with this.
In output device, the current output selection for this device is Andrea Super Beam mute system output toggle button.
Okay, first thing is the mute system output.
69% button volume slider.
That is the volume for the current sound card.
Magic boost toggle button. Enable magic boost to
we'll
have
come
sound
back to that.
Andrea 0%. Andrea Super Beam USB headset pop-up button. Menu 5 items check.
Now, I have multiple loopback devices enabled here. And so we're just going to type in USB.
USB audio codec.
And that's the mixer here and the headset and all that.
Closing menu. USB audio codec. Pop-up button.
And
output device is now set to output USB audio codec.
VoiceOver is already going through that, but the system wasn't. So let me show you Magic Boost.
Magic 100. Magic Boost toggle button.
If I go ahead and enable it via space.
Select Magic Boost toggle button.
And if Gabriel talks...
Testing.
Oh wait, no, it's not going to work. Sorry.
USB audio codec. Pop-up button. Choose
so
the system output.
Let me show you this. If I go into iTunes here.
iTunes window. I give my all.
So if I play this piece. I'll get into the vocals a little bit. All that I'll ever be. So yeah, as you can tell, it does that. It really
that's
boosts
pretty loud.
Your input. Hopefully that it can clip it. It isn't supposed to.
No, it didn't.
Okay, good. Because it's really not supposed to. But as you can tell, you could have quite a bit of fun with it. And, yeah. So that's that. Let's go back into here.
Application.
If I can hit the right keystroke first.
Input output device. The current output.
Okay.
USB audio. Magic boost.
So we're going to turn off.
Deselect Magic Boost toggle button.
Magic Boost. Okay. Then if we...
0% balance slider.
Via right. Now this is the balance, which I'm not going to play with, but just know that the default here is balance.
48,000 hertz. Sample rate selection pop-up button.
Okay, well that's fine. You can set your...
Speaking of the Apple Watch, I'm going to put mine on. I forgot mine at home today.
Oh, whoopsies.
How dare I?
Which we do have stuff coming for that. We just haven't done it yet.
We could do it tonight if you want to.
Yeah, we could. But I might just go ahead and do this one and publish it.
48 flat off. Equalizer preset pop-up button.
Okay, now...
Set the equalizer preset for system output.
This is pretty cool. Let me go ahead and actually... I'm going to take mine off here. Go ahead and take it off. And go over here and put it on its little charging cable. And charge it. Which, speaking of Apple Watches, Gabriel and I still love ours. Still do. Even today. Alright, so...
Flat off. Equalizer.
Flat.
Menu 26 items.
Okay, now you can choose different presets here.
AirPods. Acoustic. Bass reducer.
AirPods.
Classical. Dance. Deep. Electronic. Hip-hop. Jazz. Latin. Loudness. Lounge. Piano. Pop. R&B. Rock. Small speakers. Spoken word. Small speakers.
What does this do?
Closing menu. Manual. Equalizer preset pop-up button. Manual. The current EQ preset is small speakers. 10-band equalizer. Manual. Menus. Bass reducer. Bass air. Flat. Trap. Spoke. Check. Rock. R&B. Rock. Checkmark. Small speakers. Trap. Vote. Flat. AirPod. Bass reducer. Classic. Dance. Deep. Elect. Hip. Jazz. Lap. Pop. R&B. Save preset. Save preset as delete custom preset ellipsis. Built-in presets. Dimmed. Flat. Off. Acoustic. AirPods. Bass booster.
I don't really notice too much.
Press bass booster. Manual. Equalizer preset pop-up button. Set E. Menu.
It might be because this is the mixer and it might not support it.
Check. Save preset. Save preset as ellipsis. Save. Delete custom preset. Built. Flat. Acoustic. Flat. Off.
So we'll go ahead and turn that off.
Add effect. Menu button.
But we can add
third-party
effects.
plugins. Menu. 1 item. Apple. Submenu. 18 items. AU band pass.
Okay, now this is kind of familiar for those of you who use Amadeus like Gabriel and I do.
Yeah, and it looks familiar if you use GarageBand as a monitoring device.
Closing menu now in AU Matrix Reverb. 135%. 0.00 seconds. Large delay. Slider. 100%. Dry/wet mix. Slider. Range 0%. Opening voiceover. iTunes. Window. Voiceover utility. Voice sound. Help. USB. Menu. And built. Team talk with US. System. USB mixer. System default. In dialog. Confirm button. System default. Out. In mute. Utility categories. Table. iTunes.
You can hear speech, can't you?
Application. In output device. The current output selection for this device is USB audio. In mute 100%. Magic Boost. Top USB audio codec. USB mixer with check. Andrea Superbeam USB headset.
Let me go ahead and just set. Let me add an effect to this.
Now I can't hear your speech.
I know. Oh, wow. Huh. The Andrea's work, but the mixer doesn't. Okay, now you should hear my speech.
USB audio codec.
Yeah.
The current EQ.
And of course, Team Talk is smart to switch back to that. Let me add an effect again, just to be sure.
Apple. AU Matrix Reverb. Press A. Select third. Now in window. 100%. Dry/wet in slider. 98, not 100, out at 35, in 38, 39%, 34%, 35%, out at slider.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I can't tell.
It's not going to do it with this sound card.
Close. Now in AU.
Wah. Oh well.
35%. Close. Now in AU Matrix Reverb. 100%. Dry/wet mix. Slider. Close. Now in sound source. AU Matrix Reverb position. 2. Audio unit effect.
Okay.
Add effect menu button. AU Matrix Reverb position. 1. AU Matrix Reverb position. Delete. Remove AU Matrix Reverb position. 2. The AU Matrix Reverb position. Delete.
Although we have multiple
the current EQ
effects.
add effect menu button. Apple. AU high shelf. AU hip pass.
Let me try this again.
AU low shelf. AU Matrix. AU multiband. AU Matrix Reverb. Press AU. 100%.
Nope, it's not going to do it.
Close. Now in AU Matrix Reverb window. Now in AU Matrix Reverb. Now in sound source window. Add AU Matrix Reverb position. Delete. The add effect.
But you can add effects.
Out of output.
Pretty funny.
Input selected.
And then we have the input, which you, of course, have a help tag for.
Control the input gain and sample rate of Andrea Superbeam USB headset.to. Start interacting with this device. Press.
And of course, you can control the sample rate, which is something new. And it's pretty cool how it all works. It really is. I think it's very brilliant. And so that's kind of that. You have the input. We won't go over that because it's basically the same thing.
Sound input device.
Except you can't add equalizer presets.
Sound effects selected.
Although they might work on that. Sound effects. There's not much in here.
One track system output. Pop-up.
Of course, I have that to set to track system output, and it does.
One mute system effects toggle button.
Of course, you can mute system effects. That's pretty cool.
Team Talk 5 selected. Set the output device, mute, volume, magic boost setting, equalizer, and custom effects for all audio coming from this application.
Now, here's what's pretty cool. And I know a lot of Windows people had said that Sound Source is just kind of a ripoff of the Windows volume control. No, not necessarily. I mean, how would you look at that, Gabriel? I would say absolutely not. It's not.
Absolutely not, no. And you can add apps and remove apps if you needed to.
Yeah, for an example, I'll show you how to add an app.
Team Talk 5 selected. Source mute 100 Magic Boost toggle button.
Now, here's what's interesting. I can enable Magic Boost for Gabriel.
Select Magic Boost toggle button.
And I know people on the recording can't tell.
I can't either.
No, because it's going through Team Talk. It's going through the another sound device, another sound card. Okay, so let's turn it off.
Magic.
Don't know what that was, but that sounded pretty cool.
Did it?
Yes, it did.
100% button volume slider.
Of course, now I could turn Team Talk down.
No redirect pop-up button. Choose the output device for Team Talk 5.
No redirect. That basically means that you choose, or it sets its device automatically when you set the output device and input device. It's pretty cool.
Menu 6 items check.
But of course, we have a whole bunch of choices here. You know, we have all the virtual devices that I'm using from within Loopback, and you know, we got all the hardware devices. In fact,
Andrea Team Talk with USB mix
let me show Gabriel this. I'm going to switch him to the internal speaker.
Closing menu. Internal speakers. Pop-up button. Team Talk 5 is now set to output to internal speakers. Choose the output device.
Oh, it's not going to do it. Okay, fine.
Menu 6.
I figured it would.
And no redirect.
I think
Closing
it has to do with because I'm using the mixer as a output device, and I don't think it likes that very much, but that's okay. Anyway.
Flat off. Equalizer preset.
Of course, we could add
the current
stuff to Gabriel.
Add effect menu. Add effect.
And then we have different effects.
Add app. Pop-up button has alternate
now
items.
Let me show you how to add an
menu.
app.
7 items. Run Amadeus iTunes.
If I go at, well, I can't necessarily show you this, you know, doing all the stuff, but if I add like iTunes for an example.
Closing menu. Add app. Add app. iTunes selected. Set the output device.
iTunes is here.
Source mute 100%. Magic no redirect. Flat. No redirect. Menu 6 items check.
Try something
internal
here.
speakers.
That was me.
Andrea's Team Talk. Closing menu.
And
internal
let's see,
speakers.
what happens if I play something in iTunes?
That worked.
Okay, well, it's playing out of the Mac Mini speaker. That's interesting.
Menu 6 I press. Andrea Super Beam USB mixer with mode noter.
Now let's play this again.
No redirect. Andrea Super Beam USB hub check. Team Talk with USB mixer with mode noter. USB audio code. Closing menu. Menus.
Okay.
And I can hear that.
Closing menu. USB audio codec.
And
Flat off. The add effect menu button.
I want to see why the effects
Apple,
aren't working.
AU hip pass. AU load. AU multiband. AU matrix. Closing menu.
I want to play this. Oh, now it's gonna work.
So I think you can do it with the apps, but you can't do it with your voice.
Well, you can't do it with your output either. That's interesting. That's okay though. I know in some sound cards you can.
That sounds cool.
It does. Let's go to a track that you don't have to.
Finder. Team iTunes. Amadeus. Team iTunes. iTunes.
Yeah, let's go to.
I am a prisoner. In love with you. Image. In love with you. Image.
There it is. If it'll play.
Team iTunes. Finder. Team Talk. iTunes. Amadeus Pro.
That sounds like it's
Finder.
coming like you're in I don't know.
Add app iTunes. Team Talk 5 select iTunes. Source delete. Mute 1. Magic boost. USB audio codec. It's 21 hours. Super Beam. No. USB mix. No. Closing menu.
You should add some extra reverb.
Flat.
Turn up the slider.
Add effect menu button.
Okay.
No,
Closing
like,
menu. AU matrix reader.
up
In AU
the
on. Effect
re-
5.
yeah.
Effect delete button. Effect delete but on. Effect on. Effect 5. Out of AU matrix reader position. 1. Audio.
Oh wait, I'm gonna have to delete it for
Add
just
effect
a
menu.
minute.
Apple submenu. Apple submenu. AU band. AU high shelf filter. AU hip pass. AU low pass. AU low shelf. AU matrix reader. AU matrix reverb. AU matrix reverb 100%. Dry slash wet mix 35%. Small slash large mix in 36. 82%. Range 0% to
More of it sounds more like a concert hall now.
iTunes.
It's so
Find a
echoey.
nicer
Or like a
track.
big
All
building.
of me. Am I ancient of the angel song? The answer. Anything. Are you ready? As David. Or anything from the shops.
I don't think this is. No.
Are you as David ascending at Calvary at the throne? Awaken, awesome God, before you behold. Adventure feet. Yeah, all hail the all of ancient the or as
Let's. Oh crap.
out of music.
You know
for
what?
library-
Let's go ahead and
Search.
search for. Yeah, I do
Search for
have Apple
Andre Louis.
Music, which me and Gabriel do have.
Apple Music
I
web
thought you
Um,
canceled it again.
I did, but people started wanting crap from me, and I'm like, well,
search 3 top results.
I mean, it's not that
Songs,
expensive.
albums. See, Andre Louis, A State of Mind.
No,
Yes, A
it's
State of
not
Mind.
that expensive.
Try a state
Sweet
of mind.
Dreams.
Uh,
A State.
oh yeah,
Press link.
this one. Let's go ahead and load this up.
Play shuffle. Add 8. Show action. Play a ticket to quietness by Andre. Play to be with you by Andre Louis. Show action menu for to be. Add play. Show action menu. Add a ticket to quiet. Play a ticket to quiet.
quietness,
Show action
maybe?
add a ticket to show play to be with you by Andre Louis. Show action menu for to be with you button. Shows options for organizing and share. Enter.
Brushes.
Play brushes all over the floor by Andre.
Yeah, this one. We're at a hockey game.
Absolutely not. That sounds cool. You should fuck with the dry/wet mix.
Oh gosh.
Application. Add iTunes. This application's output select in iTunes. Out of iTunes. Add app.
Oh, boy.
iTunes. Team Talk 5 in iTunes. Add effect. AU matrix. Add effect. The current EQ. Add effect. Menu. 1 item. Apple. Don't
You have to delete it
AU
first?
matrix reverb.
No.
Selector. AU matrix 30 0.01 30 100 99. 66%.
It's doubling, by the way.
No.
15%.
I'm
16.
turning down the thing it's supposed to.
88.
Wait, it is doubling.
100%. Out of slot.
I told you. I thought you were
Closed.
gonna have
Now
to
in
delete
matrix. Now in
the
sound source
thing
window.
first.
AU matrix. The AU matrix reverb position. Add effect. Menu. The current EQ preset. AU matrix reverb position. 1. Audio limit. Add effect. Menu. Add effect. Menu. Apple. AU hip pass. AU low shelf. AU multiband. AU matrix reverb. Is 35%. 100%. Dry slash 35%. Small slash large mix. 0.01 seconds. Small size. 30 inch 36.
Okay, let's crank that up.
87%. 88. 93%. 100%.
Dry/wet mix?
Out at 100%.
Well, dry/wet is
It's
all the way
99.
up, but let's turn it down.
68%. 59%. iTunes. Go empty it. 58. 20%.
Does it basically make it sound normal?
Kind of.
19. 0%. Out of slider. Amadeus Pro. Team Talk 5.
Yeah, that sounds
iTunes.
normal.
iTunes.
Except it's got reverb to it.
It does?
Kind of. Oh, well, maybe not.
iTunes. This. add iTunes. This application. No flat off. The AU matrix reverb position.
But as you
Add
guys
AU
can
matrix-
tell,
That's cool.
iTunes.
it's pretty cool.
Finder. Application.
There's not much else to really
Add
show.
iTunes.
I could show you how to delete an app. You can hit Command Delete. Oh yeah,
Add app.
one thing I do want to show you
Men-
is that Safari works.
Voiceover. Voice. Amadeus Pro. Voiceover.
Oh, we could add voiceover. Oh boy.
Closing menu. Add voice iTunes voice in one map no flat. The current add effect menu
Oh.
button. Apple sub Apple AU N band EQ AU multi AU matrix reverb.
Oh my god.
Closing menu now in window busy.
Oh, wait.
No, it didn't
100%.
work.
Nope. Okay, it's not going to do it.
Close. Now in AU Matrix.
Wait,
Now
what
in
if I
sound source.
add the speech?
Add effect menu button. Interact with the title. Stop
No,
interact.
okay,
AU.
it's still not going to do it. Oh, well.
The current EQ flat. The current EQ preset is out. Add app. Voiceover. This app. Finder. Applications. Window.
Oops, sound source crashed.
Applications. Window. Window. Choose. App. Go to Applications. Current. List view. Table. Sound source. App application. April 11th, 2019. Siri. App. Sound source. Open.
Yep.
Application.
Okay,
sound.
there we go.
Add app. Voiceover. iTunes. Select. Voiceover. Delete. iTunes.
I forgot it does that because VoiceOver is one of the main things that runs on the Mac.
Add app. Pop-up button.
But that's essentially sound source. It's very interesting. I like it a lot. I know Gabriel does. Now.
Oh, yeah.
It really is a neat little app, and everybody should go check it out. And, of course, if you've owned SoundSource in the past, you'll get an upgrade price when you upgrade. And, of course, I did. And it'll ask for your license code. It'll ask for your email. And so, that's how that works. Any final closing comments, Gabriel?
Nope.
Good. Whoopsies, that was loud. Holy smokes. I could poop my pants.
Oh, funny. Not.
Myself.
Okay.
Anyway, we better get off of here before the authorities come after us from Google.
Or before
YouTube.
we do anything dumb.
Yes. So stupid. Anyway, guys, that's it. And we're going to say goodbye.
Bye.
Stupid.